So I ran out of phone memory because I'm trying to do this in 4K, which I figured that was going to happen anyways. So I had to move some stuff onto my computer so I could continue recording. So I know I was talking something about this, I don't remember, but we'll just move on. So Night Stalker, he was on the Mattel website, and a lot of the stuff that's on the Mattel website just kind of lingers there. They kind of overproduced Night Stalker, and people just really weren't feeling it. Um, but yeah, we got more figures from the Mattel website here, and two of the big play sets up here, Snake Mountain and Castle Grayskull. Now, Castle Grayskull is actually one that's not really in mint condition. There's a little mark there, and there's a big chew mark there. So the story behind Castle Grayskull is when I first started collecting, these were already bought up, and so I was looking everywhere for Castle Grayskull. Now, what I used to do is I would go out toy hunting for all this stuff, and I would make a map and do a loop around the upper half of my state. Now, I know I could have called the stores and said, hey, do you have this figure? But for one, most of the workers are fucking idiots. Like, for example, there's some of the figures I have over here. I said, can you look in the back for those? And they would look at their stupid little device and say, we don't have those in the back. And I'd have to explain that I worked at Target before and that, unless you go out back there and check, you might really not know. So long story short, they would go in the back and check and have some of these figures. So anyways, with Castle Grayskull, there was none left anywhere. And I had looked online on the website, and I found one of these about an hour away, and it was on sale for only $40. So I drove an hour and I picked it up, and it was lost in their warehouse somewhere. It took them like a half hour to find it, but the worker was really cool. She was really like gung-ho about finding this for me, and she found it on a top shelf somewhere that wasn't even close to any of the other toys or anything. So I really didn't want to pay full price for it anyways. I have the sealed 200X version there, and then I have the original there. Oh, and then also they have a new version of this coming out where they just threw some fucking like yellow paint on it and said it's the, and they put a little mat underneath it, and it comes with a different figure, and they're saying it's the original concept Castle Grayskull. It just is the same exact thing with just paint thrown on the front. Just totally, it's a cash grab, and so I didn't pre-order it. I just said, you know what, for that one, it's gonna take up space, and we'll just leave the collection at 98%. I just can't cave in and buy it. If I find it on sale somewhere for like $40 again, then I'll get it. But other than that, no. This is Modulac, and I didn't open it, but I really want to. And then he's the figure that you can attach like 6 legs to, and just has just a ton of parts that you can mix up and turn them into different figures. And then now they also have the other, what figure is it? It's going to be in kind of the same box and packaging and stuff, in a similar figure, but I'm slipping on his name now. I think you can pre-order them on Amazon, but I won't get anything from Amazon because every time I get something from Amazon, it ends up crushed. So I'm gonna wait to see what my options are for that one. Now, Turtle of Grayskull, they kind of did the same thing as the regular Origins, where they released like the regular figures, and then the deluxes. So Again, I kind of just got this for reference, and then it was on sale, so I bought like 3 of them. This one is actually pretty neat because if you got like 5 of the deluxes, you could build this figure out of this figure. So, you know, each figure you'd take some of the parts off and be able to build that, which was pretty neat. There was, I believe, like Slacker came out. There was a really cool one that came out that's very hard to find, and it's basically Merman, and I think he's like a clear color, like translucent almost, if I remember. Probably the coolest figure in the line, and they just really didn't make any of them. You couldn't really, you can only find them in more populated cities and stuff. This was, I think, a Target exclusive. It came out towards the beginning of the line, 2021. And this was like $50 when it first came out. So I just waited for it to go on sale for $25. What else do we have here? Yeah, Point Dread and Talon Fighter. This was another flop. It was $40, and then ended up dropping down in price all the way down to like $13. Same thing with Strider. They just, I don't know. They take up the vehicles take up a lot of space. People aren't interested in them, and they charge a lot, and then the price drops really far down on most of them. Yeah, so Mossman Deluxe, we already kind of showed him a little bit, but he was a cool one. Everybody was really waiting for him to come out, and he sold pretty good. But yeah, in the end, a lot of these. So here's what happened with Mossman, is people were waiting for him to come out. He came out, everybody bought him right away, and then Mattel and Walmart, like stupid idiots they are, they're like, oh, we'll just make a shitload more of them and put them in stores. Well, the fan base had already bought them. Like, it's like an ICP record. They have their own fan base, and so they hit the billboards for like the first week, and then the second week they completely fall off. So they end up flooding the stores with Mossman, and a lot of those went on sale for like the original price was like $40, and then they end up going on sale for like $10. So I don't remember why I bought this Krang figure. I think originally I bought it for reference, I think, and then that was on sale, so I bought that one. But I don't like this figure at all. I really have no interest in that figure at all. Actually, I kind of hate that figure, to be honest. These are the sketchbook series that I was talking about when I was downstairs, and this is Cyclone. So they're coming out with more of these, which is more of a cash grab. This is the one that was really ugly that I really hate, is Grizzler and Hordak. I mean, these are just whack-ass figures. They're just really throwing anything out to make money now. It's like, it's gonna be their demise. And then here's a Thundercats crossover. So this is Skelra. And the thing I can say about the Thundercats is the cards have been really crisp. I don't know if they changed the shipping or if they made the cards a little bit better or whatever, but it's easier to find the Thundercats in mint condition now. They really kind of tightened up on the shipping and making sure they're not destroyed. So I just got this for reference of the crossover, and this was on sale at one of the Walmarts, and so I ended up buying it for, I don't remember the price. But hiding here in the back, we have the Prince Adam and Sky Sled. That was actually hard to find for me at first, and then they popped up at Ollie's, which is a discount store, in kind of a low quantity, and I was able to get it, so I was pretty happy about that. And these last two are the deluxes of Horde Trooper Prime and then Necroconda, which glows in the dark. And these were really popular at first. I think they were supposed to be Walmart exclusives, and then they ended up being, I ended up getting them at Big Bad Toy Store because they're in the plastic, so I got collector grade. But now I believe you can get Necroconda and I think Horde Trooper on sale at Walmart and Amazon for only like $10 or so. Um, Again, another thing, people really wanted these figures. They waited, we waited. They finally came out. We hurried up and bought them, because you never know how much, if they're going to make a lot or, you never know how much they're going to make. If they're going to make a large quantity or small quantity. So they call it FOMO, fear of missing out. You hurry up and you buy them, and then you find out there's shelf warmers. They just sit on the shelf, and the value goes down and all that stuff. So that's happened with most of these figures, like Reptilax or whatever his name is. Really cool figure. He's kind of like a online exclusive, sort of, and he's on sale now for only, I don't know, $8 or something like that. They really just, Mattel just really killed their line by overproducing. The best way I could describe this line is like 1990s baseball cards, where they printed so many of them that, the whole entire company flopped for years. I think Topps now, like even Topps, I haven't collected cards in years, but Topps sold their company to somebody else because they were just such in, debt or whatever. So that's my Motu Origins collection. Like I said, I'm pretty sure I have the most mint collection there is. About 98% complete. Most of the variants, there's a couple variants I didn't mention, like if we go up here, I don't remember if it's Skeletor or He-Man, but there's a very rare version where they have a different comic book with it. It might be the same comic book, but with different colors, or it's a completely different comic. I don't remember. So something like that is very rare. And even if people have it, they probably have no fucking clue that they even have it. But yeah, I tried to cover as many variants as I could. I would like to think that I'm pretty knowledgeable on the variants. There is one guy, he runs a He-Man group, and his name's Carlos, and really cool group on Facebook, and he knows probably more of the variants than I do. And there was some other random guy I had talked to about variants, and he told me a lot too. Oh, so like Prince Adam in the Sky Sled here. There's actually 3 variants of this as well, where the sword that he's holding in his hand is different. So I think there's 3 different sword versions of that. So yeah, I'm kind of slipping on if there's any other variants that I missed. Maybe 1 or 2 or so. But yeah, that's the collection. So it's about, if you're wondering how much I paid for all this, including shipping, taxes, the plastic cases and everything, I think I'm around $5,000, about, roughly. And I have a closet in my other room that's filled with duplicates that were on sale that I grabbed. Not sure what I'm going to do with those yet. It's just they were so cheap that I had grabbed them. Um, actually looked like there was a, from a distance, it looked like there was a razor mark in it from like cutting the box. I'm gonna say, oh no, that's when I have to replace those. But yeah, just a quick glance at the some of the other stuff I have here is just early 2000 GI Joe 200X He-Man here. We got tons of video games here. I have a bunch of the old stuff that I played with as a kid. GI Joe, Micro Machines, McDonald's, some miscellaneous stuff. It's the original Snake Mountain. And got some Hot Wheels here. Todd McFarlane, who's a fucking asshole. The original 200X He-Man. Couple Transformers. Got Tupac, some more Hot Wheels, Borderlands, couple autographs. We pan over to here and try to keep everything in order a little bit. We got different types of Ninja Turtles, G.I. Joe, the blue ones that came out around 2000. These came out after those. These had the O-rings. These didn't. And then I just got a bunch of these cases from Mock Masters, and I really like the way that they turned out, because I had a lot of these tall cards of G.I. Joe, and I didn't have cases for them, and Black Friday went on sale, so I kind of splurged and bought a lot of these different cases. Got some wrestling stuff. We got the Fun School G.I. Joe, Misfits. Sabu autographed this for me before he passed. Let's see, what else do we have here? The old Tiger games, the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Madball figures. These were like knockoffs of Micro Machines. Different baseballs here, some autographed ones. And then down here, just some Micro Machines stuff. And up here we got like the more expensive stuff, the graded stuff. This I'm still trying to find a good case for it. Raph as the Mummy. I only paid $15 for this. This is pretty highly sought after figure now. But yeah, we got the graded G.I. Joe figures here. Go back. You got some Garbage Pail Kids cereal. Master P doll, I got two of them. One's completely sealed, and then the other one is open. This was my dad's Planet of the Apes battering ram. And my dad wasn't a collector or anything. This is from 1957, so this is the oldest toy I have. And like I said, my dad wasn't a collector or anything, but he had this at my grandpa's house, and they paid $1 for it when it was released. But yeah, for some reason he had this, and then after he passed away, he still had it at his house. So that was pretty neat. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I used to work at KB Toys. So this is the 18-inch. Worth a lot of money now, but at the time I only paid $20 for it. These terrorist villains. Again, so I worked at KB Toys, and I think it was 9/11 happened, and they got an email to throw these away, and I took them to the car and took them home. Just some miscellaneous old school G.I. Joe original box, Red Skull, You got a lowrider down there, Thundercats, and the last thing I'll talk about is this Kiss box set here. That's the shipping box for the truck, and you're supposed to take those out of that box and sell them on the shelf like individually, and they let me keep it sealed in that shipping box. So all the rest of those were taken out and sold individually. So they had to peel the sticker off in the middle. That's where the price tag went, and they had to scan it. So, but yeah, it's still got the KB Toys shipping barcode on it and everything. And I think I want to say those are the same as these, maybe, but I might be wrong. I think these were the smaller, um, the smaller packed ones. So yeah, I don't know anybody else that has it in that box. I haven't looked on eBay or anything to see lately, but as far as I know, I'm probably the only person that has them in that shipper box. Um, so that's pretty cool. Lots of rare stuff that I got to buy right off the truck. So that's just to dive into my toy collection and you know, mostly the motu origins here. So hope you guys enjoyed this. I am going to upload this on my computer and post it probably in 3 sections so it doesn't cut the quality down.